faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine, bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, cause you know that I was born for this. I was born for this. Never met a match I couldn't handle. No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for a battle, 'cause you know I was born. I tell you I was born for this. Ain't nothing gonna stop me now. I was born for this.
Tonight, LSRTV brings you a different type of action. The type of action where the main goal is simple. Don't be last by the end of the lap. This is the Aether Inhalers Clash here on LSRTV from iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway, where the drivers from across the platform look to see who can become the last man standing by the end of the night. My name's Justin Prince. Alongside the booth tonight is John Mustang Jr. with our producer Charles Wooden, as tonight brings a very different type of event, to say the least. An elimination race where it is simple. Don't be in the back, John. Don't be in last by the end of the lap, or else your night is done.
No pressure at all there, buddy. You know what? As if racing in a played track wasn't hard enough, Justin. Now you're telling me that if I'm the last guy in line at the end of the lap, you're going to boot me? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Exactly how that works in simple terms. But there is a lot more to discuss in regarding that matter. Because keep in mind, those are green flag laps. First of all, the drivers will have to be able to get themselves out and last in by the end of those marks. No eliminations on the lap following a restart or lap 1. You also can't simply just say, oh, I'm about to be last, so I'm going to turn the driver in front. That can get you eliminated as a result. In other words, you have to be clean. And oh, by the way, no cautions unless there are more than 5 trucks involved in an incident. In other words, also stay out of the trouble that does happen here.
Yeah, this should be a pretty interesting format. I'm going to be honest with you, Justin. I've never actually seen an elimination race in person, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. And at Daytona at that, I mean, you ever heard of the big one?
I've heard of the big one. I think we'll see a fair bit of those. The question will be how big the big ones could be in some matters tonight. Keep in mind, there are 5 faster pairs if necessary for this evening as well. Tonight does have a prize pool of an estimated total of about $200, but keep in mind, drivers were advised entering tonight if they had a special Aether logo as their primary paint scheme sponsor, they could double the payout bonus. As in, the race winner with the base payout is $50. You get an additional $50 if you're running an Aether paint scheme and win the race. $20 for second, you get $40 with an Aether sponsored car, or truck should say. $15 for third, up to $30, fourth, $10 up to $20, and $5 up to $10 for being inside the top 5 drivers remaining. And it's a stacked field of drivers who have came to Daytona for this one. Plenty of competitors for the Northwest Racing Series. Series its organizer Justin E. races in, such as Caden Anderson, Cole Raz, Tyler Kim, Vinny McDonald. But plenty of big names, John. You have J-Bo joining in for the field tonight. You have Colton Salick amongst the drivers in round 2 of the eNASCAR qualified iRacing Series bracket this summertime. And Chris Galla amongst those to keep an eye on in terms of the who's of the evening.
Some very impressive names indeed. And I'm looking through some of these paint jobs on track, and we've got quite a few guys taking advantage of that bonus, if you will. That's going to get them double their payout if they're in the top 5. Chris Galla's running that Aether. Is it, how do you say it? Aether?
Aether.
Aether, right. He's got the logo on there. A lot of guys have it, so that's going to be pretty fun to watch these guys, battle for top fives and possibly the win for a $100 payout. That's kind of sweet.
Absolutely. These drivers currently in the midst of qualifying to see where they will start for tonight. Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down what to expect in terms of what type of racing we'll see once more here at Daytona. Elimination racing. It's the Aethers and Hailers clash on LSRTV.
Hey guys, Justin here. I get asked all the time how to improve at iRacing. My answer is usually the same. Consistent practice, analyzing mistakes, but most importantly, maintaining focus throughout the race. And to help with that, I use Aether stimulating nasal inhalers. Aether is a proprietary blend of menthol and natural essential oils that are carefully engineered to boost focus, energy, and cognition. Need to pump yourself up for an important race? Take a whiff of Aether. Need to get in the zone for a critical restart? Take another whiff of Aether. It's your all-natural, instant solution for a quick burst of energy. Go to aetherinhalers.com and learn more and claim your iRacer discount for the much-anticipated launch of this product, and you'll receive a coupon for free 1000 iRating. Totally legit.
Once again, to clarify, you cannot enter a coupon and immediately get 1,000 iRating in iRacing at the moment. But keep in mind, Justin Yee originally organized this event, in part because he reached 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is, yes, it's in the early stages. However, a few days afterwards, on top of his track guide videos, he also posted a YouTube video involving a very chaotic street stock race. His total since then has gone up nearly double the total, John, since the start of this event's inception.
I'm a little jealous. I think I've got maybe 8 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So.
I've had up to 3,000 to 5,000 in some cases. It's a lot of work in the first place to get up to 1,000, let alone 3,000, let alone 3 million. So
you have to post content, right?
Yes.
I think that's why I went wrong.
Good point. Drivers are currently finishing up some of their qualifying laps. Of note, Brian Hoskins still yet to set a lap. And you have Josiah Ball, who is a late comer into the track, who may not have time to set a lap time. The current pole sitter, the driver who led practice majority of the way, Vinnie McDonald, a 52.2. That is about 100th quicker than Brandon Green. Towards the bottom, though, Cole Raz, who is still yet to set a second time. That is about to change, though, as he makes his way around towards the mid-pack. That shuffles Tyler Kim, who's on a second lap, to that bottom. A lot is going to happen tonight in that shuffling. John, how would you play this race if you were on the grid?
Well, usually on plate tracks, Justin, I'm one of those guys that I like to play it safe. I drop to the back, chill out, let the madness ensue up front for the first 3/4 of the race, and then I start working my way up. That usually works for me. However, in an elimination race, that's liable to get me booted before I'd really rather go. So these guys are going to have to, I guess, exercise some patient passing is what it's been called in the past, where make your moves, trying to get around the guys in front of you, but don't wreck yourself. And by all means, don't accidentally wreck somebody else and wind up getting blamed for an intentional wreck. So it's going to be fun to watch, I think. There's going to be a lot of passing, I would imagine,
At the very minimum, you'd expect the urgency levels to be extremely high, especially...
And right off the bat, too, yeah.
Exactly. One driver yet to set a time. They will be given a few moments for Josiah Ball to hit some times on the board. Brian Hoskins is the only driver on track currently. Everyone else has completed their times fully. Hoskins currently taking the time to practice. Of note, Hoskins is currently the driver who would be starting last if this grid holds the way it is, depending on what Ball does once the 21 gets into the truck. And keep in mind, fixed setups for tonight under the lights here at iRacing's Virtual Daytona. And when it comes to the weather conditions, partly cloudy skies, conditions just under 80 degrees Fahrenheit for the air and track temperature. Wind currently at a default 2 miles per hour to the north. That is currently blowing towards turn 2 exit. Humidity at 57%. iRacing Day, May 15th, 2022. All that coming to be at about 9:30 p.m. in sim time. Your favorites to win this one, John?
I'm gonna go with Scala. I've raced with Scala a few times, and Juan Jimenez. Those are two I think we should probably look out for. Jimenez whooped my butt when we were at Talladega in the open. And granted, that's open setups. It's not fake setups. But he knows how to get through traffic, and he's really good at passing without bumping fenders. That's a key point right there. The reason I say that is when you touch in a turn at Daytona, it only takes a little bit of a touch to get out of shape and ruin somebody's night. And he's really good at not doing that. So Scala and Jimenez, I think, are one to watch.
I think you have to keep an eye on J-Bo because he races a ton of the super speedways. Of course, a popular name, yes, but someone that can back it up at times on that speed. And oh, don't forget drivers like, well, say, like plenty of experience in eNASCAR College iRacing Series at Daytona earlier this year to kick that series off in its history. The last driver on track now is recording their times now, starting the warm-up lap. In fact, it is Josiah Ball. No pressure. He gets to be the only driver left to take a time, and this is going to decide if he's at the back, in the middle of the pack, or at the very tip of the field.
In his defense, he literally just came into the server about 5 minutes ago, so he's kind of lucky that he was able to get in and get a qualifying run. They do have a little under 8 minutes left, so he should be able to get his 2 laps in, and we'll see what we can do here.
First of the 2 laps underway, and keep in mind when it comes to qualifying at Daytona, it is an art form, as some may describe. Not using the wall, though, on the run through turns 3 and 4 was Ball. Not even getting to the yellow line for the first lap.
I've seen some guys work wonders with that line where they ride the wall all the way on the outside on the stretch and then dive it downhill into the middle of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I've never been able to get it to work. I've always followed that, ride that yellow line on your second lap rule, but we'll see how he does here.
Currently, the top time for reference is in the 52.295 range. The bottom of the board is 52.555, 0.3 of a separation between being up at the pointy end of the field and being in the danger zone. Ball starts off the first of 2 laps, 52.6. And that's all they will give him. So Ball gets the reward of starting in the last position.
Ouch, man. Wow.
And just like that, the starting grid is all set to go. It's time to take a look at how they'll start tonight. 29 drivers have made their way to Daytona to see if they can pick up solid cash by being the last driver standing.
So theoretically speaking, go ahead. We'll do this first.
I was about to say, Vinnie McDonald is about to try and say if he can be the Pied Piper early. His 43 machine starts alongside Brandon Green in the 48 in the first row. Row 2 features Jacob Fabril. He'll be starting alongside Justin Howe. 52 threes and times. Cole Raz, he made headlines here with the Northwest Cup Series earlier this year with his way of winning here. He'll start alongside William Mora. Then you have Stefano Hoffman starting alongside Joshua Gagnon inside row 4. Justin Patello, one of the headliners of the night, starts in 9th position. He'll start alongside the man driving the DJE J Logos, Drew Halloran, the top 10 John.
Troy Daggett, the 51 car, inside row 6 to his outside. Chris Scott, the 15 car, one guy to look at for tonight. Aaron Cooper inside row 7, the 71 to his outside. Colton Salick, 23 car. Inside row 8, Jacob Bradley in the 20 to his outside. Keith Sellers in the 16. Inside row 9, Caden Anderson in the 37 car. Juan Jimenez back there in the 26 car to his outside. Inside row 10, 55 of Harpreet Saini to his outside. Quentin Carpenter in the 2 car. Go ahead, Justin.
21st position, the 22 truck, Michael McElroy starts alongside the 00 of Derek Castor. And it's Jeremy Freer in the 25 in 23rd. Jacob Black's 24 truck starts in P24. Behind them in row 13, Tyler Kim of the 9 machine will be starting alongside Aaron Rilo in the 92. JD Knight starts 27th in the 710. Brian Hoskins starts 28th in truck 28. And the last driver to make it into the session, into the garage area, and on the board, Josiah Ball with a 52.6. John, you were starting to make the point of what to expect. What are your keys to the checker
theoretically speaking, theoretically speaking, we should be able to get this done in, 29, 30 laps if they're going to eliminate one person every lap. Keys to tonight, my friend, stay off the wall. stay out of the wrecks, and for God's sakes, do not be last at the end of the lap. That's about it, right?
That's about it indeed, and currently the drivers getting themselves all situated for tonight's action. Be a fun one. 29 drivers, 28 drivers to be eliminated by the end of the evening. iRacing pace car set to peel off. This is the Aether Inhalers Clash, a last man standing race. The last man standing wins the event. Green flag is out. We're underway from Daytona.
Strong start by Green in the 48, managing to squeak on by McDonald there in that 43 car on the backstretch, coming down 2 by 2 by 2. Looks like right now, Justin, they're all kind of getting a feel for each other on this track, as I see one guy on the outside 3 wide back there.
A few drivers are getting a bit dicey, and there was some clarification. Drivers want to know, could they go 3 wide? The answer is yes, they'll do it regardless. Salek shuffled out by that 3 wide to the top. And the first lap around, it's a bit of trouble. J-Bo gets contact. 4, 5, 6 drivers slam. And the end of the first lap already with significant contact. Many faster pairs possibly using and to be used here.
Oh, yeah. I'm seeing 8, 9, 10 cars involved in that one at least. And like you said, there will be some... look at the pace car driver. Wow. I'm sorry. He just went through that turn probably doing almost 180 on the apron. As we see the replay right here, you can see it. These guys are just all over the place, Justin. Not a lot of car control at first right here.
Yeah, you see right here the 3 wide heading off into the tri-oval. Big check there.
And of course, as you know, Justin, on a plate track, when you're all piled, when you're all packed in like that, like right after a start, and you're nose to tail, and something happens, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows ahead of you, you have no time to check up, to turn. You just really just hang onto the wheel and pray you get through.
Not expected for some of the drivers. Drivers have just been told if you tow, they cannot get the wave around to get the lap back. So in other words, you better be able to run back to your own power, hence the importance of staying clean.
Oh boy. And we got the guy stopping on the backstretch waiting for that pace car driver to catch up to him right here. And I'm wondering how many of those poor guys had a tow. Or had already hit the tow button, I should say.
Jacob Black, Brian Hoskins, the 2 amongst those.
Now, I have a question for you, Justin. I think I heard Justin Yee talking about this pre-race, but to eliminate a driver after each lap, they're going to actually eject the driver, correct?
Under green.
Under green.
The key word.
Correct, yeah.
Not under caution. In fact, it was talked about by some drivers that, and this is also in the rules, where they will have, if it gets to that point of a 25-lap green flag run, there was the contingency of having a fuel stop to be able to make sure everyone can make it to the end on gas, since the fuel range here is about 30 laps for the trucks. So there was that mindset. Drivers had the advantage of the no. Keep in mind, there is also a strike system in place for those who essentially are triggers for cautions, and you usually get an EOL if you bring the caution out or cause the wreck. Here's the thing, you gotta have a caution to get the EOL.
This is a very convoluted way to do an elimination race, man. I'm new to this elimination stuff. That just sounds so complex. And isn't Justin actually trying to race in this thing as well?
He's currently in race control, actually. He's not on the racetrack, no.
Oh, he's not racing? Okay, I didn't know.
And this is a very intriguing format. It's been tried by some of the past, and it's something that you have to be right on the ball for. Keep in mind, Ball and Harpreet Zayani have both had to come to the pit lane for significant repairs already. And both of those drivers have not used the faster pair during the repairs.
Wow. And they got 5 of them to use, don't they?
Yes. In fact, Ball can't get to his pit stall. He is stuck in his stall, outside his stall.
Yeah, he was one of the guys asking about toes as well, wasn't he?
Yes, indeed. Either way, it looks like we're down 4 trucks potentially for the start here. All those drivers who had to take a tow or came to the pit lane and couldn't get back rolling with the faster pair, they are a lap down. 25 drivers on the lead lap. And the drivers are getting the qualifications and statisticians in now. Black done. Sayani done. Hoskins done. Ball likely done.
Well, what a turn of events quite early in this race at that. That was like lap 2, I think, when that happened, or right after the lap 1.
Yes. Coming to lap 2, actually. So we still haven't had an elimination under green yet.
Speaking of green, we're going back to green here shortly. Lights are off the pace car as guys make their way through 3 and 4. Justin, I'm telling you, I don't think that was the last big one we're going to see either, pal.
It should be an intriguing restart once again. Green is now in the race lead. Howe, McDonald, Mora, the top 4 for the restart. On the bubble is Carpenter. Cooper is the first driver in currently. 25 drivers remaining. Pace car is off. Let's try this again. The Aether Inhalers clash continues with a green.
Green flag is in the air. The 43 gets a decent little start right there. You're not going to see anybody jump out real far in these plate track races, folks, because that's not what you want to do. In the meantime, boy, we've got a scrum going on in the back of the pack, very far back of the pack here, Justin. I've already seen one guy get a little out of shape right there.
And those are some of the drivers who are at risk. Keep in mind, JD Knight wants to get space. Carpenter can't find a way around quite yet. All darting and blocking in the heart of the pack still.
And blocking is another great way to cause an accident, too. We've seen that in sim racing all the time and in real life. I mean, blocking is it's a big risk to take that. And look at this 3 wide right here in the middle, right here, the 25 truck.
Remember, no elimination on the first lap after the restart. Next time is the elimination as J-Bo gets turned. Troy Daggett on his
Upside
side.
down.
That's just 2 trucks. Now the caution is out. And they are being told to race it back to the flag stand to get the elimination. J-Bo needs to go. J-Bo needs a lot of chance. Yes, Troy Daggett is going despite being on his side and damaged up the road. Now they are having big stack-ups a bit up the pack with some checkups. One driver, Derek Castor, just got spun down the backstretch. 3 drivers fighting to be able to keep going. J-Bo currently is on the bubble. Castor is back going. So is Troy Daggett. 3 seconds the gap. J-Bo can't get quicker than 146 miles per hour still. Daggett is trying to hold up for the pace car. J-Bo is passing by him as Daggett doesn't realize what's going on.
That's going to cost him right there. Now he gets it, but it's too late. He might have time to get with J-Bo being down on power. He might be able to catch him. Matter of fact, he's going into pits right now.
And now it gets intriguing how this is played out because Daggett's coming back around. We'll have to see what race control rules here as J-Bo goes in. J-Bo was a second back of Daggett at the line. And now it gets interesting and then some.
And another thing to keep in mind, some drivers have gone into their initializing files and changed their status, the default status of the fixed repair to default as off. I've done it. A lot of guys have done this for like league races and stuff like that. If you forget to check that thing back on, you go into the pits with a blown engine, you're going to be sitting there for a while, possibly the rest of the evening. And like we saw, those other 4 guys there, Justin, get disqualified from it.
Waiting for confirmation on if they will be eliminating Daggett or J-Bo. J-Bo is done. J-Bo's decision to pit gets him out of the race.
Wow. That was one of your top picks, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Justin Patello is done. The 5th driver eliminated with his decision to come down to the pit lane before crossing the line. And this just got extremely wild for the rest of the way, to say the least, with that one.
Absolutely.
Real quick, we want to make a quick clarification here. You may notice no paint schemes. That is because of a technical issue. Currently, our producer is currently working to address said issue at the moment. We'll give an update once we can in that situation. What we can tell you, though, are the drivers who are in the range to get that bonus amount for the payout for sponsor. Green, Howe. You also have, in that case, driving Aether trucks, Skawa, Hallren, Gagnon, Freyer, also with the trucks as seller. You also have McElroy electing to take that truck. Rilo also with the truck, Derek Castor. The rest of the drivers, Carpenter and Daggett, all elected to take that opportunity for double the pay.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, you're looking at possibly a $100 payout if you win this thing tonight. And you did say that down to 5th pays out, correct?
Correct.
So, yeah, that's definitely worth it in my book. And as a painter, I would have volunteered my services for a small fee if I had known about this. I didn't, so, yeah.
Either way, Daggett, Jimenez, Hoffman, McElroy, and Bradley all elected to take the time to get repairs done and or take the fast repair. And that's the interesting thing. Some drivers are coming into the pit lane, getting repairs. They are keeping their 5 fast repairs in their pocket.
Weird.
I mean, there are 5, but you never know when you need all 5.
That's true, but at the same time, you don't want to have enough damage to where you lose the draft. If we manage to get 10, 12, 15 laps under green here, Justin, aerodynamic damage is going to matter, because if you can't keep up with the draft, you wind up getting last, you wind up getting disqualified. So I don't know, man. It's kind of a iffy, how much damage did I give? Where's the damage at exactly, kind of thing,
Indeed. It's Green and Howell the front row. McDonald, Mora, Fabril, Raz, the top 6. On the bubble for the restart is Bradley. Again, they have to go the full way around, complete the restart lap, then the eliminations begin under Green. Green flag is out. Green with a bad start. Howell pulls off and away along past him.
And if he gets out too far, he's going to wind up getting freight trained, so he's got to keep his eyes on his mirror now to find out where the run's going to come from so he can jump down in front of it just like that and probably just hopefully stay out front without getting turned.
Still too wide amongst the pack. Big check up at the bottom. Keep in mind the draft very strong in these trucks. Here comes the run for Salick as he brings the rest of the pack with him.
So that's happening up front. In the back, we've got a truck down on the apron, 4 wide now, down the back stretch. I don't know how this is going to work going into 3.
That was Keith Sellers able to hold on to it, however. There is no yellow line rule, but drivers who come back up and cause an incident get 100% fault if they are below the yellow line for said incident. And completing the first lap after the restart, eliminations beginning this next time around.
You see, if I'm one of these guys up inside the top 10, I'm trying not to get too aggressive right now. I've got plenty of time to just, stay in this race.
Another crash. Part of the pack. Jimenez with the brakes. 6-7 car slam into it. Race back to the line for the elimination. Rilo is involved in it. Jimenez drives to the grass to avoid elimination. Who is amongst those who are able to gather it back up? Freyer and McElroy are battling to try and stop each other for the battle for last. McElroy gets going. Freyer gets the better launch. Bradley is stopped on the racetrack. Bradley has lost a motor. Bradley might be done as both of them zip on by him. McElroy is now blown a motor as well. Now McElroy's popped the motor and the tow has been taken by Bradley. So now Bradley is done. Rillo has had to take the tow. He is done. And at least McElroy may be done as well if he can't coast it around here.
I hope he's got that clutch in right now, so there's no friction on that drivetrain, and his speed will dwindle less quickly that way, if you follow what I'm saying.
It doesn't sound that way. Keith Sellers is now really slow at 23 miles an hour, might be also popping a motor.
And is pit road even open right now is the other question. Didn't we see somebody get DQ'd for going down too early?
Yes. And there is Sellers trying to slow roll into the lane at a whopping 18 miles per hour.
Oh my God, slow him down. That's too fast. He's going to kill somebody.
McElroy's already came to the pit lane, has already been able to serve into it. Bradley and Rail have already been DQ'd as a result of their toes.
He should have put that thing in neutral.
He needs to go. He needs to go. He can't go.
Yeah, he'll be going.
And there he goes.
And look at
Oh, and some people want to pit, but have to drive around him in the middle of the lane.
Oh.
Freyer trying to move around as well. Everybody drives around him and doesn't help. And you see it there. There goes Sellers. He's done.
Eject, eject, eject. Oh my goodness. This is kind of entertaining. I mean, I feel bad for the guys who are getting destroyed here, but I never in my life I've seen anything as, I don't know, entertaining as watching 8 broken, beat up trucks trying to slow race each other back to the pits.
We've seen drivers think they have a big enough advantage to come in and pit at by the time they cross the line. We've had drivers have to try and coast a blown motor machine across the line. Don't you see the fun of elimination races now?
I do. And I don't know if you've noticed, my voice has decided to make an appearance again, too.
It's been a wild one so far. For those just tuning in, this is the Aether Inhalers Clash. It is a last man standing race where the driver who is the last one left at the top of the field by the end of the night, not in last place of those remaining, gets the top prize, $50. If you have an Aether sponsored truck, you get $100 in total for the win. Green is currently the leader. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to step on you, but the race between the last 2 guys at the end of this thing is going to be very interesting, I think.
I think it's going to be magical.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
There's a lot of ways that could go.
I mean, we've seen it in practice, Justin, when you get 2 guys, just 2 guys all by themselves practicing on the track. It is hard. It's really hard to get an advantage over the guy that you're racing with. You know, you can take it in one corner, but he's going to take it right back in the next corner. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be extremely wild, I think, by the end of the night, how this plays out. It's already been wild, but yeah. I think it's going to get even more so because Hoffman's on the bubble for the restart in the Vimmo truck. Back of the pack, he is the 8th driver in Sim. Brandon Green in control of the field. He is the truck on the inside in the 48. Justin Howe on the outside. Colton Salek's gone from 14th to 3rd for this restart, with Vinnie McDonald still in the top 5 with Chris Scala. That top 5 point. Still have plenty of competitors expected to be contenders, still alive and running.
Yes, we do. And like you said, Hoffman is now the man on the bubble. Good news is his truck looks fantastic. No damage.
He did get the repairs done on the truck, so that will be a helpful part. McElroy also took the fast repair with the blown motor. In fact, 12 on back on the track have had to come into the pit lane at least once. 13th on back have had to come into the pit lane as of the past 5 minutes. Drivers up at the point. They've been able to keep it clean so far, for themselves, at least.
Well, we haven't had to worry about lap traffic yet. There's that, right?
iRacing pace car off. Green flag back up in the air. Green with a good launch this time. Howe with no push, though. Sandlick giving some help in the North Force truck.
And don't forget, as we go 2 by 2 down here through the turn 1 and 2, we don't really eliminate anybody, like you said, Justin, until the end of this lap. So these guys are going to kind of scramble around, and we'll watch these 3 back guys, 3 back markers back here, scramble for that last place position.
Oh, and another one in the wall. And that puts William Mora to the very back of the pack. He has a lap and a half to get up to speed to try and get out of last. More blocks in the heart of the pack as they go 3 wide. Amongst those is Knight and Castor.
Man down the apron down there. That's the
That's behind the leaders, and Jimenez you're referring to, but look at how bad back behind is Mora. This could be trouble, John, the next time around. He has a lap to get up to Jimenez.
he might have a sniff of the draft, Justin, but I don't think he's got time to get up to the back of Jimenez and make something happen. I really don't.
He's lost the draft. He's out of the draft. He is at least 10 miles an hour slower than the pack. Mora needs some luck to be able to get himself out of last, possibly.
He needs an accident to happen up here in this turn. That's what he needs.
They're trying it in the heart of the pack. Up the road, JD Knight in the 710 makes it 3 wide. A big squiggle.
Here we go.
Caden Anderson launched. There's the luck. Up on top goes Salick. Salick flips around like a frisbee. Here comes the full throttle nearly from Mora. Mora dodges them all. Mora gets around everybody. He is out of last. Here comes Jimenez in the battle with them. The battle for last is in the grass. JD Knight is trying to get rolling in a drag race with McElroy. Both of them at 40 miles an hour. JD Knight's cutting the grass. He tries to avoid the hill and the photographers. McElroy's popped a second motor. McElroy tries to chug at 82 miles an hour. Knight's quicker. Will Knight get there? McElroy takes a hard left and backs out of it instead. Knight pulls ahead of him. Where is Tyler Kim, though, on the pylon? Kim is last. Kim is out. He's the only one left as everybody left him in the dust.
Justin, you are by far one of the best at this that I have. I'm going to sit back and listen. Cody, I'm done. I'm going to sit back and listen. I'm saying, he just called all of that. That was amazing. I'm sitting here trying to click through the cars on the screen to get to it, and he's already got it.
Tyler Kim is eliminated. I think everybody forgot he was still there.
Just sitting there in the grass, right?
Yeah. And as a result, that's where McElroy decided to take the pit stop and was able to do said pit stop in terms of the craziness. Colton Salick, because, well, yeah, is coming into the pit lane amongst this.
My goodness, that was insane.
And
I guess the powers of the dark side did him absolutely no good.
by the way, for those keeping track at home, we are on lap 17 currently. And at the moment, we're down to 20. 19 more eliminations to go. And here is the summary. Our longest run is a lap and a half. And the alarm you hear in the backdrop, I think kind of emphasizes the alarm's going off for some. So Troy Daggett and Jeremy Freyer have elected to get repairs done this caution, by the way. Derek Castor taking the fast repair. The first of those who have had to get repairs is Hoffman in 7th.
Castor is doing a whopping 15 miles an hour coming down the back. I don't think he's going to make it back.
You're right. The 00 is crawling. The leaders are in 4. The Toyota for Castor is on the crawl at a whopping 10 miles an hour. The engine is gone. The pace car is coming, and Colton Salick to the rescue.
Oh, no way. Is that allowed?
Not enough time. Salick can't get him help in time. He's lost the lap.
Oh, what?
Waiting for the word from race control.
if that was even allowed.
It got him to the box, but he lost the lap.
It says, love you, man, in the chat. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm enjoying this more than I think I should be.
Still waiting on the word for Caster. Because, again, he's lost a lap here. They are going to give him the lap back.
What? That's great.
Caster gets to keep it. So we are still with 20 drivers as Caster gets a mulligan with the help of Colton Salick.
I think if Caster gets any money out of this, he owes half of it to Salick.
Possibly. If not 3/4 so far. A lot can play out. Keep in mind, we still have 12 trucks with Aether logos on the sim side for the drivers left in the field. There's a good chance that's an Aether sponsored truck that takes the win here, based on the numbers.
I think so. I think I have to concur with you on that. We've got some folks in the chat. Want to say hi to everybody that's in the live chat out there. Margolian, Ben, Jennifer, Angel, all you guys, thanks for tuning in. Why don't you give us a comment down there who you think might pull this thing off, and we'll see how close your prediction comes.
iRacing pace lights are off. Caster is on the bubble. This time around in the 00. It's Green, Howe, Scala, Gagnon, McDonald, the top 5. Drew Halloran quietly's in 6th. Hoffman, Carpenter, Cooper, Anderson, the top 10. And again, the drivers towards the back. Colton Salick is currently scored in 19th. That may change, though. Troy Daggett, Fabril, McElroy, Jimenez amongst those who are looking to battle it hard.
Want to give a quick shout out to Ben Bollinger, the owner of Aether Inhalers. Hi, Ben. Thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Thanks for helping these guys get this going tonight. And buckle up, bucko. It's about to get crazier.
For more information on how to be able to find Aether Inhalers, be sure to go to aetherinhalers.com to be able to sign up to an email list as the product arrives June the 1st. Again, be sure to go to the splash page and sign up to become a member of the exclusive Aim God list. Become the first to know when the product is released.
That actually looks like a product that might benefit me on some of these broadcasts we have to do when my focus starts to wander off track.
Good point. So we're just about set to go. It's worth noting the drivers themselves are starting their intimidation tactics. Jimenez is saying he can't wait to eliminate somebody. And the others are intrigued in the 25's case. Green flag is out. Back underway.
Back underway. Now, normally we watch the front of the pack for the fights, you know, the beating and banging and drafting, but tonight, man, all the action's really been mid-pack to back. Wouldn't you agree, Justin?
Yeah, the back of the groupings have been wild. A bit more calmer at the back so far. Race scooters are going 2x2, but Freya amongst those. Getting freight trained by Salick and Company. Heart of the pack you see here. Cole Raz is on the bottom amongst those. The whole group has fully closed up. Next time around would be the elimination. Massive checkups and games being played, though the bottom having massive checks to the top. Speaking of the top, one to the wall. There goes Salick again. There goes Caster again. Salick on the brakes. The slide around. Carpenter in the back. Salick tries to get a little out pedal. Mora tries to pull it. Carpenter, though, is at the very back. And he already knows it. Caution out. And it looks like Carpenter is done as he slows it to 20 miles an hour. We'll take a quick break. We're down to 19 trucks here for the Aether Inhalers Clash on LSRTV from iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, Justin here. I get asked all the time how to improve at iRacing. My answer is usually the same. Consistent practice, analyzing mistakes, but most importantly, maintaining focus throughout the race. And to help with that, I use Aether stimulating nasal inhalers. Aether is a proprietary blend of menthol and natural essential oils that are carefully engineered to boost focus, energy, and cognition. Need to pump yourself up for an important race? Take a whiff of Aether. Need to get in the zone for a critical restart? Take another whiff of Aether. It's your all-natural, instant solution for a quick burst of energy. Go to aetherinhalers.com and learn more and claim your iRacer discount for the much-anticipated launch of this product, and you'll receive a coupon for free 1000 iRating. Totally legit.
Hey, it's broadcast personality Wesley Outlet up topside at one of the great racetracks of the world, the Caraway Speedway. And I'd like to remind you to join us every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern with coverage of Finish Line, where we talk to everybody from NASCAR to grassroots, like right here at Caraway Speedway. Carolina's Fox Sports Radio affiliates, iHeartRadio, and on the Community Radio Network at 87.5 FM. And remember, thanks to Live Sim Racing Productions, you can actually see the guest panel, ask their questions, get interactive with us with comments and so much more in our chat box. Finish Line every Wednesday. Join us every week.
Back live on LSRTV for the Aether Inhalers Clash, and boy oh boy have some drivers clashed tonight. 19 drivers remaining out of the 29 who took the green flag to see who would be the last driver standing to take the checker flag tonight. Justin Pritz, John Mustang Jr. with our producer Charles Wood, and as we get ready to restart things, 22 laps in the books this time around. Chris Scala is in the race lead for the first time tonight. Then it's Hal Green, Halloran, McDonald, the only drivers in the pack, John, who have not had to take a fast repair or pit so far. That intriguingness will be so critical in turn, how the drivers contend as something's going on with the 25 truck, John. Just as you're back, the 25 has had to tow.
What? Did he blow up under pace?
He is done for the night with it. Jeremy Freyer, before the restart, stops and parks it on the track. Green flag is out either way. We're back underway. Down to 18 remaining.
I wonder if they maybe found him responsible for that last wreck somehow.
Possible, as he's done regardless. Hal tries to clear up on the top. Scala trying to find help on the bottom. Keep in mind, Derek Castor is on the bubble, and they're wrecking in the back. 3 drivers slamming the wall. Salick, Mora, several other scatters. Salick gets going. Mora gets going. McElroy again is in it, and this time it could be it for the 22 truck. 3 different crashes. McElroy was able to just survive them all at the very bitter end, but now his night may be done.
That was a heck of an impact, too. You'd see the smoke pouring off the back end of that car, which is usually, you know, a dead motor, but he's still under power, it looks like, Justin. So if he's got any fast repairs left, he can get in and get it fixed one more time.
But he's last.
Oh, this is true. But I thought we still had to make one full lap before they eliminated somebody. Or did I misunderstand that?
We'll see if what they clarify. You're right on that, Mark, but they will disqualify McElroy because it triggered the caution. And it was the race back to the line there.
Wow. Another one bites the dust.
There was also a truck stopped at the bottom of the apron, and Juan Jimenez, he is not towing, he said. We have no idea where he is, though. How long does race control give him before they say, no, you're not supposed to do this? And
Is he waiting for an angel to push him to pit road, too?
He's clean in terms of damage. There are reasons that can happen where we see a driver stop. Not usually smiled upon in the sim, but it does happen if you don't want to lose your positions. And official racing is the key word.
And he's got power. We saw that by the little graphic that Charles just threw up on the screen there. He's got, RPMs, so we know he can move. I'm kind of baffled by this. We got people coming down pit road.
Juan better get back in that seat. He's got 5, 4, 3, 2. Somebody tell how that's not 4.
Oh!
Jimenez gets himself lapped. He's done.
Somebody came down and played with his emotions. Did you see that? That was mean.
We'll see.
That was how they did that to him.
Waiting for the official confirmation from race control there, because this is a very big gray area in terms of how the sim would handle this. I don't think you would get the whole lap back if you're stopped for this long at this point.
And the question still remains, why is he stopped? I mean, he's got power. Is there possibly some sort of a technical issue he's suffering with? I don't have the chat turned on in the sim there, Justin, so I can't actually hear what's being said.
Well, I can say this. They're entertained by this decision to stop on the track instead of in the pit lane. Howe, meanwhile, is still in the race lead. Salik's on the bubble. He elected a pit. Here's the tough thing. The 32, 15, 13, and 43 all have to pit eventually, John, because they have to make it on fuel. They are almost at the fuel window.
That's true. That's something I never even stopped to think about with all the calamity we've had going on tonight and the crushed up race cars. But yeah, fuel is going to play a part of this here. So, I mean, do you just go for a splash and go? Which I would assume so, because we both know tire wear at this track under green conditions is almost non-existent. And we haven't had very many green flag laps so far.
Juan Jimenez is back in the truck, waiting to hear what they will officially give the 26 truck in sim here. There is one to go. Jimenez is trying to make his way around. Here's the tough thing. He has already lost a lap. I don't think he's making a lap and a half back here.
No. But they gave somebody a lap once, but I think it should depend on why he was stopped like that. Was there some sort of a technical issue he's having? What was going on there? Because he obviously had power. He's on.
They've given him the wave. They're letting him have the lap.
Good for him.
So they will give him the mulligan in what was a major gray area spot there. They have not extended the caution for him, though. They will not extend it for him either. So he might be eliminated either way.
Yeah, he's got to make it all the way back around and then pass somebody before the end of the next green flag lap, correct?
Yes.
This ought to be fun.
I don't think he's catching up to the pack unless there's an incident in the next 2 laps.
You said unless there's an incident, like it hasn't happened already.
He'd be the one full speed.
Was that who was it? McElroy that dodged that he lost the draft or what? No, Warren. Who was that?
Yeah, that was
Mora.
Mora.
Mora, yeah. Mora lost the draft and still wound up surviving because the wreck happened way in front of him, and he just drove through it. Here we go, green flag.
Green, green, green. Great start for Howe. Everybody else caught sleeping this time, as now everybody tries to sort out who's a friend and who's a frenemy. Salik wants spots. Mora doesn't go. Bit more calmer with Jimenez still half a track back.
Yeah, his only hope, like with Mora, a few laps back, is that there's a humongous wreck up ahead of him soon. And yeah, when there's a humongous wreck. But we've really scaled a lot of the car. Well, we scaled.
Oh my!
Look at the 27 car.
Cole Raz really using the gray area of the rule book to push his Northwest Racing Series member out of the way. That was Troy Daggett shoved out of there.
Excuse me, sir. I'm going by you one way or the other, down underneath the yellow line. And folks, there's no yellow line rule tonight. Only stipulation being that if you do that, and you come up and you cause an accident, you take 100% of the responsibility for that accident. So it worked out for him there, Justin, but I don't know if he should do that too often.
Jimenez is done. They have disqualified Jimenez. He is done for the night. 16 remaining. Eliminations are live. Last on track is Mora and Salick fighting for that final spot. The urgency is high. 3 wide down the back straightaway as Castor runs away from it. Salick takes it 3 wide. Hoffman gets shuffled. Salick pushes 2 trucks out of the way from the middle line. Hoffman could be in a drag race. Now they wreck alongside. They wreck in front. More cautions. Castor flies. Morris spins it. Gagnon tries to get going. Daggett tries to go backwards. Someone needs to get launched off. Mora can't get it going. Daggett tries to launch the motor and does. Mora might be done. He can't get the motor going. Mora's motor is done. Another might have lost a motor. Cole Raz, Derek Castor are crawling. Now the battle for second and last and trying to block each other. Daggett across the line. Mora last on track at the moment. Castor and Raz trying to crawl it forward. And already it looks like that Mora may be done here. Yes, he's already taken the tow, knowing the situation. Gagnon also taking the tow amongst this sequence a few moments ago. Cole Raz and Derek Castor get to the pit lane. They need to work fast. The pace car is in turn 3.
This feels like an eternity right here. Oh, look, somebody's going to give him a hand.
Oh, he's the leader of the race. He is ahead of the pace car. He's got a black flag in sim. He's helping his super friend. Derek Castor has no friends on the track. He is stuck on the pit entry. Salick just told the field he will help him again, but he's already been lapped. Not extending the cautions from this point forward. Raz has gotten into the box. Might not get going, though, in time. It'll be a race Cole Trickle style. He just got across. You see the other drivers getting going. There it is, the race off the lane for some. Raz just beat the pace car out in the fashion of Cole Trickle.
I am so glad that I made it back into town for this race tonight. I am not even going to lie.
Oh, man. Derek Castor is a lap down, by the way.
And now Anderson asks if he can get his black flag cleared. Wow.
Well, there was a few reasons for the sim would have given that. He passed the pace car as the leader. He entered the pit lane before it opened, as the field was still in turn 4.
And speeding.
And maintaining
Mora's
speeding.
gone.
Mora is done, yes.
Anderson's sitting on the side of the road here.
And I think he might go to the very back.
At the very least. I mean, you know, I'd clear his flags for him, but he's definitely getting an EOL, you know?
Well, here's an interesting thing. Castor's at full son right now. He is on the lead lap, John. He's kept the lead lap spot.
Oh, he's got a guardian angel. It's probably an alcoholic, but still, he's got a guardian angel keeping him in this race then.
79 is now a lap down as he's finally gotten going to Gagnon.
Do we have a count by any chance or a way to tell who's taking the fast repairs and who hasn't?
Waiting for the official total from our producer, Charles Wooden. We'll get those numbers as soon as we can. Hearing some have taken at least one, as we've seen. JD Knight is the driver who's taken the most out of that. We were just been told 4 of the 5 by Knight. Hoffman's taken 3. And Daggett has taken all of them, as well as Castor.
So those are 2 guys that really do not want to be mixed up in any more accidents, but they also don't want to be the last in line. Now, I'm looking at race officials have said that Anderson will get an EOL for his helping, shall we say, his shenanigans. of helping that driver out down pit road, but at least he'll still be on the lead lap there, Justin, and that's important.
Gagnon also got the lead lap back. They gave him the wave. And we're hearing that Colton Salick and Cole Raz 3 out of 5. So plenty of them used. Gagnon will not make it. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying we still got 15 trucks in this thing. So no telling what's going to happen from here on out. So these guys that have used 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, they got to be careful here, Justin.
So 14 in the main pack for this restart. Several drivers struggling to go. Green flag sees 2 by 2. Others looking to try and go to the bottom. Gagnon still on the bubble, half a track back. Needs a lot to happen here to be able to catch up to the field or those on the apron who were a part of the field's main pack.
Looks like Cody's got a fan in the broadcast chat.
Well, with Colton Salick, he's not making too many fans. He tried to go to the bottom. No one went with him. One driver nearly pushing the wall. Dang it, Rex with green. Here we go again. To the side goes McDonald. Caution is out. Gagnon has a chance if anyone can't roll. Castor was in it again. McDonald hits him. The 79 is in full son. Castor's already taken the tow. McDonald has blown the motor. Green is chugging to the pit lane. The 79, with the luck of the caution, will pass McDonald to survive.
And I don't think McDonald's going to make it around. He's dead on arrival there. Yep, there he goes. So count him out now. He took the tow. He's done.
Oh, and here's the thing.
Green too.
Green pin in the lane. Green might have cost himself, yes, by 3 seconds. This is a similar situation to the Jabo caution.
Wow, man. This format really lends itself to drama. What you say, Justin? I mean, all kinds of drama.
Oh, and Hoffman's towed the car. He's done. Stefan Hoffman has towed his 8 car, so we are down to 11 currently. Still no word on Green yet, who was one of the top contenders all night before the restart.
Anderson, who took a trip down pit road to help a driver get to his pit box and stay in this thing, got a penalty and has made his way through that accident, being last in line. That was very important for him not to get caught up in this thing. He's up at 8th now, so keep track of him. Howell is on pit road now. Now, don't forget, Justin, like you talked about earlier, some of these guys have to start thinking about fuel when they want to pit and take some gas.
So the first of the clarifications are in, and the drivers out in. Hoffman, Castor, Daggett, McDonald are all out. No word on Green for official confirmation yet. Roughly 11, if not 10 remaining, depending on the call on Green. And for those just tuning in, currently our producer is currently sorting through a technical issue when it comes to the paints. We can tell you this, that a majority of the drivers remaining are running the Aether paint scheme. The drivers on that list are currently Halren, Scala. Also keeping the paint schemes going at the moment is Gagnon. You also have Howell and currently Green, who appears to be still allowed to go with the McDonald part of the situation and everyone behind him towing. Downside, he's in 11 for the restart, John, in what has been a crazy one.
Crazy is, yeah, that's a good word for it. We'll go with crazy. As the lights are off of the pace car, we're going to do this one more time, Justin. And what do you think? Another caution, or we're going to go green the rest of the way?
You already know the answer to that.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. Just want to see what you felt.
11 drivers remaining with functioning trucks.
And that's the key word, functioning trucks.
4 of them have a chance for the bonus. Green flag.
Let's see how calm this stays this time. 11 drivers back on track, all of them functioning, all of them fairly good-looking trucks. I don't see anybody with damage out there right now, Justin. Staying 2 by 2 as we come down through 1 and 2.
Driver at the back of the pack in green, who was the last driver coming to the pit lane and just survived the chinny chin chin of elimination, has to battle with a friend in Hal at the back of the pack. 2 by 2 for the rest of the pack. Salick wants to go. Salick nearly wrecks the field. He holds on to it in the 9. What a bubble from Colton Salick in the 23 in sim. Still 2 by 2. Next time around, eliminations.
Salick has been involved in, I don't know what, 95% of the accidents tonight, and is still out there chugging away.
One more move attempt for Hal. Now eliminations are live. Next time around, drivers will get themselves eliminated from the pack. Coming down to 10. Next time, they've just given a DQ to Hal, though, to bring it to 10.
Wow. 10 left.
So it looks like they have accelerated that timeline. That was a potential possibility based on how things had fared. Now the urgency is on for Salick, Raz, and company.
Oh, here we go. Car spinning. Only one car, though. They will not throw the caution if it's just one car, correct?
Correct, and it's Caden Anderson who gets turned on the backstretch. Anderson might be done. We'll see how they play this out as Anderson gets going.
His only hope now, Justin, is the rest of these guys wadded up again.
Anderson is pleading. No, no, no. Race control says yes, you're done. 9 remaining. Gagnon now at the back of the pack. He has lost the draft, however. Down the back straightaway, a lot of shuffling amongst those who are in the main pack. Gagnon needs another bit of trouble for him to have some luck. Nearly solid forming with JD Knight trying to go to the bottom.
Then there were 9. Gagnon, though, has lost the draft, and he will be gone this time by, I do believe.
Getting that word, yes indeed. Everyone keeps it clean in front of him. And out of the race is the 79 across the stripe. Cole Raz now needs some help. He's lost all the help. He's now in last, looking for a slingshot to try and eliminate somebody.
And as we whittle this down to our final cars, it's going to be harder and harder to make passes here because you're not going to have help. There's not going to be anybody going to help you pass anybody right now because it's every man for himself. So this is going to make things very, very hairy, I do believe.
Raz found a bit of space. He's trying to find some more space. Green on the bottom, looking to go the short way. Raz burps the throttle again. That might cost him. Raz is back to 8th. Raz hopes for something in front. He gets a truck to bounce. Across the stripe, they start wrecking. Caution is out. Green was in 8th at the line. Oh my goodness! Green is done. He's out. We're down to 7.
Whew. Raz gets a reprieve right there. He'll be able to duck down. Raz does have a couple of repairs left, correct, Cody?
We've gotten, yes indeed, 2 more left from our producer coming in the year through the clarifications. It's down to Salick, Hallren, Knight, Scout, Verbreel, Cooper, and Raz on track. Raz, well, might need some help.
And Salick's leading this thing now.
Yeah, this has been a wild one, as we talked about.
Lap 40 is, and I'm wondering, I've lost track of who's pitted. Speaking of pitting, we got guys that looks like they're about to make their way down pit road.
Hallren and Scout need to pit for fuel. Faster pair count.
That's where I was going with this, was who needs fuel.
And keep in mind, those 2 I just mentioned, the only people in the field yet to use a fast repair. Salick is out of them. Knight's got 1 left still. Verbreel's got 4 left. Cooper with 3 remaining. Raz with 2.
Now, this has just been entertaining to the max. I don't know what I'm looking for words here. I mean, I've never witnessed a race like this before, Justin, and I am just highly entertained by this. I really am, man. It's such a whole new mindset to this kind of racing. You know what I mean?
And it looks like almost everybody's pitting except for Salick, as well as maybe Verbeil. Everybody else coming in here for damage repair or fuel.
Or both.
Yes, Knight took a fast repair. He's out of them. Scala's coming in with Hallren. Those drivers quickly make their way in. No fast repair used. They had to take gas regardless. Everybody else also adding some gas. Cole Raz takes the fast repair. He's down to just 1.
Scala's taking 4 tires.
How big would the tires be now for the rest of the way?
Could be big. I wouldn't normally say that, but with 40 laps being on these tires and the cars, you know, some of these guys may be a little lower on fuel than other cars, so that's gonna be a little more unstable through the turns. Tires might be a big thing here. We're gonna find out. We've got 7 cars left in this thing, Justin, and man, it's the intensity is gonna start ramping up now, I do believe.
Here's the look at the pit stints, by the way. Here's Colton Salix. As mentioned, he's used all the fast repairs already.
Kind of had to. He's been in every accident we've had tonight.
And he's got damage, too, on the front clip a bit. Gabriel's on the outside of the 12. Then Hallren and Scala. He was your pick in the 15, John. He's looking very good on that pick right now.
Yeah, took 4 fresh tires. I think I saw somebody else taking tires, but I didn't get to them in time before they got out of their pit. So I know a couple of these guys. Scala for sure took tires, and like we said, that could pay out here, dividends as we get down to the last bit of this here, Justin. Bring us back to 3, man.
Yes, remember the top 5. Finishing the payoff positions. Salick fakes going to the pit lane. Green flag waiting up at the stand. Back it away. 7 remaining. Next elimination coming up.
As Justin just touched on, the top 5 getting money out of this. So we're going to lose 2 cars here. And then after that, you know, we got 5 guys that know they're getting money somehow. Just where they're going to finish is going to be the question. These guys can't hold a line at all. I'm amazed by that.
And 2 of them are Aether trucks. The Scala nearly wrecks. Raz gets pushed up. More bumping as several drivers shuffle to the bottom.
I think Scala was just trying to give a bump draft to the that 12 car out there. Yeah. Look at the damage he did to that truck by hitting him in the back end like that.
Verbeil with a massive holdup. Raz needs to go. Raz tries to go. Gets in the wall. Put in the wall with Scala. Raz absolutely demolished. Scala with damage. Scala loses the draft as Raz immediately leaves the track.
And that's bad news for the 15 truck. He's lost that draft. He's got substantial damage on that vehicle. So he's not going to be able to catch up unless there's a wreck. But we've only got 5 trucks now left. There's 6 drivers left in the hunt. But let's face it, Scala, barring a miracle, he's done here, Justin.
Hallren wants the lead, though. He is the last Aether-backed truck on the track. That is in this main pack. Knight trying to give him help on the outside. 3 trucks in the inside row. Salick leads as the Pied Piper in 23. A big bubble as Cooper gets turned again. Knight goes up. Verbeil gets by. Hallren against the wall. Scala drives into it. Scala's in the wall. Scala blows the motor. Race back to the line, and that may mean Scala's done with the blown motor.
Roz pitted.
Scala is out, it appears.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting a push from anybody.
Aaron Coop
damage.
was about to say he's blown a motor. Scala is done. He's gotten the confirmation just now. So we're 5 drivers in the prize pool. Salick, Verbeil, Knight, Hallren, and Cooper.
Cooper needs to clutch his truck in so that motor doesn't completely expire on him. He's still got power right now, but as bad as it's smoking, he could end up blowing that thing.
He's not listening to your advice.
No, he's not.
If anything, his toe in the truck's damaged as well. He's going to the wall.
I see $6,000 on the RPMs on the tachometer there, so he's gonna make it. He'll be okay. He'll give him a pass repair.
122 miles an hour, you see. Long as the motor doesn't expire with the roll up through the throttle and the revs, might be able to come in for the fast repair. There is still some available for him.
So these last 5, Justin, why don't you break down the payout for these guys one more time?
Once again, for what these drivers are racing for, $50 to the winner, $20 for second, $15 for third, $10 for fourth, $5 for fifth. However, if you have an Aether back truck in the sim, that one driver remaining is Drew Halloran. For reference, you have the chance to double your payout. Meaning if, say, the 13 wins the race, he gets $100 instead of the $50.
And by the way, that 13 truck of Halloran did pit and take a fast repair. So he's got a brand new truck for these last few laps.
Cooper as well. JD Knight, remember, used all the fast repairs. He's in trouble in the 710. Knight's got a lot of damage in the front nose and the front clip and has not caught up to the pack yet. 1 to go.
Yeah, that truck is beat up bad, Justin. I'm just looking at it like you are. And even if he catches the pack, let's be honest, with that front end damage, if it doesn't overheat and blow inside the first lap, he's definitely going to lose the draft.
Gonna be critical to catch up. Should be able to get here on time. It's Salick, Fabril, Halloran, Cooper, Knight, the top 5. All racing for the top prize. iRacing pace car ready to peel off. If you've seen a lot of wildness tonight, that wildness is about to go up a few notches because the green flag is out. 5 trucks to go.
Just a little bit. And JD almost made it to him, but he's at 131 miles an hour. JD Knight is back there in 5th place. So I'm pretty sure his night's over with. So it's down to these 4 right here, Justin.
Knight not able to keep up with the pack as a result of not being able to get fully to Son. Big block from Halloran. Fabril losing his friends too. Fabril can't keep up with the pack either.
Right front damage on Fabril, and that's costing him right now. He's definitely losing the draft right here. But watch these 3, Justin. They're starting to dice it up a little bit. They could take each other out. Oh, this is tense.
Knight, last on track, 10 seconds back of this main pack. Likely gets that confirmation coming up. To be down to 4, Fabril is already 2 seconds back of the top 3. Top 4 already crossed. Knight is done. Fabril, 2.5 seconds back. Next up, then it's down to Salick, Halloran, and Cooper to decide who wins tonight's race. The Aether Inhalers clash.
Watch 2nd and 3rd. Watch Halloran and Cooper. They're going to start bumping the heck out of each other here shortly. Here we go. And they move Salick out of the way. The 13 did. Or tried to anyway.
Just 3 wide.
3 wide. Here we go.
Halloran wants to go. Cooper tries to get the draft. Halloran nearly clears him. Big block from Halloran on the top. Top 3 crossing the stripe this time. 3 drivers remaining. Next elimination. Coming up to bring us down to the final time around.
Fabril gone.
Salick trying to wait for the chance. Cooper in 2nd.
As we exit out of 2 right here, Justin, you keep your eye on that 23 truck of Salick. He's going to make a move somewhere. I'm guessing he's going to be going down into 3. Or right here, maybe.
Everyone's blocking down the middle of the backstretch. Cooper up high, has no one to draft with. Halloran gets help from Salick. Cooper nearly gets into Salick. Allred checks up. Salick the push. Cooper doesn't have any draft. No chance for Cooper. Last time around, Allred and Salick to decide the Aether Inhalers clash. 1 to go, presented by CRN.
Cooper gone. Here we go. 2 trucks left. Only 2. At the end of this one, at the end of this lap, we're going to have somebody that's going to have an extra $50 in his pocket. Justin, I'm telling you, man, this is getting great.
Salick winding it up. Allred with the chance to block. Allred with the cut right. Salick to the yellow line, under it. They door. They slam once, twice, 3 times. Allred to the wall. Salick slows it up. Allred tries to get back on him. Allred trying to regather the pace. Salick's got the cushion. Salick is there. Salick is to the checkered. Colton Salick wins the Aether Inhalers clash over Drew Allred.
Wow. I'm sure they're going to let that stand because that down below the yellow line didn't actually result in a caution. So congratulations to Salick on taking home the big prize.
What a fight. What a battle. Amongst the top runners, what a slingshot, John, to get that chance in the first place.
It was a brave move, but you got to hand it to him. He knew what the rules were, and he figured that it was just the 2 of them on track. So even if they do get each other, which they did, he would be okay. And I mean, you got to admit, doing that move, Justin, where he did it was perfect. Because even though Halloran was going to pitch him down, we knew he would. It worked out. It worked out great because he knew there wasn't going to be a big wreck. There wasn't going to be a caution. So congrats to Salick, Colton Salick there.
And you know some of that desperation we've seen from Allred? He was the last remaining Aether truck. Instead of winning $100, he wins $40 for being second.
Which is still a damn good payday for a race like this.
So Colton Salick gets to celebrate on the front straightaway in an unreal night. Salick, Allred, Cooper, the top 3. A busy night as Salick gets the chance to take a breath.
And with no fast repairs left, the guy was involved in just about every one of the first 5 or 6 cautions we had, Justin, and managed to get that truck fixed each and every time. Still came home with a little bit of nose damage, but was able to make it work. That's really impressive.
And let's take a look at the race results, unofficial results, as, again, it is Salick who is the race winner. Drew Allred, second. Cooper, Fabril, ninth in the pay. Then it's Scala, Raz, Green, Gagnon, Anderson, the top 10 in this one.
I just lost my visual, sorry.
Justin Howe had the visuals up at the front early, instead drops to 11th by the end of his night. Hoffman, 12th, McDonald, 13th, Daggett, Castor, Moore at the top 16. Jimenez, McElroy, Freer, and Carpenter, the top 20. 21st went to Tyra Kim, Kate Sellers 22nd, Rilo in 23rd, Bradley, Jabo, Black, Ciani, Hoskins, and Ball, the 29 drivers who look to be the last driver standing.
Yeah, sorry about that, Justin. I had closed out VMix and didn't think about needing the results to read there. My apologies.
Colton Salick has had the chance to burn it on down and has already made his way to the virtual victory lane to celebrate as well. Colton, you've picked up a payday of $50. How does it feel to be the last driver standing for the Aether Inhalers clash?
That was fun. That was something new for sure. I had no idea how the top 2, or once we got down to like the final 5, I kind of had like an idea of how I thought it was going to play out, but that was not what I thought. That got a little bit hectic. I knew it was going to basically be, or the white flag was just going to be someone dooring the other, and then just all hell breaking loose to the line. So,
well, I'll tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
You go ahead, John.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Colton, it looked like you were involved in quite a few of the first 5 or 6 yellow flags there. At what point, when you realized you're out of fast repairs, did it make you nervous at all, or you just said, the heck with it, I'm going for it?
Well, I was at the front for the start, so I didn't get involved in anything. And then I decided to help out my buddy that was sitting needing to push. Otherwise, he was going to be DQ'd. So I went ahead and pushed him and got an EOL for it. So then I got back and I think I used, let me check, I think I used 4 fast repairs there. So once I used my last one of the ones that I ended up using, it got in my head a little bit where I'm like, there's still, 10, 15 cars left and I'm down to 2 fast repairs. So I got a little bit nervous about it, but I knew once I broke into the top 4 or 5, it was basically just like, as long as I didn't give up my spot in the bottom, I'd be okay.
I was about to say there, you were one of the designated helpers, it seemed, with a couple different cases of trying to help drivers around that pit lane in what was a crazy night. But overall, who would you like to thank for being a part of this victory here tonight, to be able to take this victory here in this very intriguing elimination race?
I mean, I got to thank Justin for telling me to race Patello, first of all. Everyone that was helping, obviously all the guys at North Force. I don't think I've talked to you guys in specific since the team change. I know, Justin, last time I talked to you was the college series, so it's been a while. But yeah, everyone at North Force for everything they do with Road to Pro. Looking forward to seeing you guys a little bit more in round 2 for Road to Pro. Yeah, you guys for putting it on, everyone who put the race on, all the sponsors. Really appreciate it.
The driver from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University who started off the eNASCAR College iRacing Series with a splash, splashes with a victory here tonight at Daytona. Second place, Drew Hallren, the first of the Aether trucks, and just one of 2 who made it towards the very end in the final 6. The only one of the top 5. Drew, talk us through your night in your perspective for the battle for the win. Drew Hallren, you have a copy. Guys, one more time. Drew, do you have a copy? I believe he's currently sorting out the audio to his portion. We'll let him get a second here to gather that up. John, real quickly, your thoughts on tonight.
Try to get my voice back, buddy. Sorry. This was a fascinating race for me to be a part of. Thanks for letting me come in here. Justin, thanks for carrying me tonight as usual. My voice was just having fits with me tonight, man. But loved every minute of it. I'll be glad to do one of these again.
We'll try this again with Drew. Drew, do you have a copy? I don't think he has it sorted. Drew Hallren, second. I think he just started saying hi. Drew, we'll try this again. I believe that was you who just said hi. Or was that John?
That might have been me.
Thank you, John.
Sorry, didn't mean to play with your emotions like that.
Third spot went to Aaron Cooper, and keep in mind, he is unable to unfortunately join us, but he did already mention his plan. He wanted to see it donated, what he earned from third spot possibly. See what develops from there. But what a night, what a race, what an event for those watching along and racing along here for the Aether Inhalers Clash. To be able to learn more about Aether Inhalers, be sure to go to AETHERinhalers.com to be able to join the AIM God list, become one of the first to know when the product goes live. June 1st is the current tentative date per the website. But with that, it's time to say a quick hello to the man who organized this, Justin Yee. Crazy night. Hello. How was it from your perspective?
Drew hasn't been dragged in yet. He said he doesn't have permissions or something like that. So,
first of all, you were live. Second, Drew has had mic issues. How was it from your perspective?
It was that was something. There was a lot of carnage at the beginning, and we were trying to get some green flag runs there, and it just seemed like towards the middle of the pack there was always something brewing when there necessarily didn't need to be, and we were just trying to keep things sorted with iRacing, with doing the cautions the way they do and how we were trying to do it with ours. And really it was a lot of fun just to see guys kind of go for broke there. It was a lot of fun to see them racing back to the line like that, and I thought overall it was a pretty good night.
Talk about the inspiration, because for those who don't know, this was originally inspired by reaching 500 subscribers on YouTube. You've gained a lot since then, and a lot of big names showed up to help you celebrate.
Yeah, I've been playing this for a while because Landon Castle did something similar with his race, the qualifying shootout, or I can't remember what they called it right now.
LCQC.
LCQC, yes. And one of the rounds there was like the LCQ of the second round was to do an elimination race, and it was such a blast to do it. Then it was for the spot in the final 16, and we were just all driving as hard as we could, and every lap you're just getting into somebody, trying to get back to the start finish line in one piece, and that's what a lot of people learn today is to doesn't matter really where you are as long as you get back to that start finish line in one piece.
With that, who would you like to thank for being a part of this event in what was a very wild night at Daytona?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Lake and Noah for helping me here, and the guys at the Northwest League for helping me advertise this race, along with my YouTube subscribers who showed up too. It was a lot of fun to do, and I definitely want to do something similar, maybe with a couple tweaks another time, maybe for 1,000 subscribers or whenever we get to somewhere like that.
Congratulations on the well-organized event, Justin, or rather, should say, the well-enthusiastic event as well. You can also throw in. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Justin Yee, event organizer for this one. And with that, I'd like to thank you for tuning in for tonight's action here on LSRTV from iRacing's virtual Daytona International Speedway. With that, for my co-announcer and John Mustaine Jr., for our producer,